Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sky Knight. So I like to have my desktop background change every hour or so, just to keep things fresh. This is really easy to do if you're on a desktop environment, full-fledged one like KDE. You can set everything up in the display like that. It's a little more difficult if you're on a tiling window manager. I'm going to show you how to set up a user service to handle a desktop background change using Fey. All right, let's get into it. All right, so here we are on my virtual machine desktop. Got a nice image there. I have a hotkey that I can manually change the desktop, just Super Z, which just cycles through a big random folder of images, which is fine if you don't mind, hitting the hotkey every time you want to change it. I kind of want it to just happen without me having to do anything. So let's first create a script that changes the background. Create a file, so sudo vim, and we're going to create this in usr/local/bin and call it change_background.sh. Right, first off, let's tell that this is a bash file, and next thing we are going to want to do, every once in a while, this will get a little picky, saying that it can't find a display. To make sure that it can find a display, we're just going to export the display right away. So export display, all capital, and :0.0. Next, we're going to actually enter the Fey command that we want to use. So in our case, it is feh-bg-fill -randomize, and then we're going to want to tell it the path to our images. So home, bbtb, pictures, wallpaper, and I don't have any subfolders in my directory. If you do, just throw on a asterisk and it will find everything. I'm just going to keep the asterisk on because, it's not going to hurt anything. Why not? Save that, and then let's make that executable. So sudo chmod +x/user local bin change background, and let's just try to execute that and make sure it works. And you saw background change in the image there. Everything appears to be working. Great. Next step we want to do is we want to create a user timer file and a user service file. To do that, we're just going to want to go into .config and into systemd. If you don't have a systemd folder already, just create one. .config/systemd will be fine. In here, we're going to want to create two files. So touch change background.timer and change background.service. Let's set up the timer first. Oh, and actually we want to put this in our user folder. So move change everything into the user folder. Now we can go back in there and okay, everything looks right. Let's create the timer first. So vim change background.timer. We want to set this up like a general or a usual service file for the most part. It starts with a unit and a description. Runs a timer to change the desktop background. And instead of service, you're going to want to use timer. So timer, and then on calendar. That's how I'm going to set it up anyways. So we want to do it every year, every month, every day. We want to do it every hour. Normally I would do every hour for the most part. So every hour at 0 minutes and 0 seconds. That's what that means. To make this easier to see, let's change this to every minute. So every time the clock gets 00 on the seconds, that's when we're going to do this. And install, and we're going to want to have this wanted by timers.target. And write and save that. And now we're going to want to write the system file. So the way that they know that they're associated is that the change background timer will look for the same prefix, change underscore background. If it finds a match for that on a service file, it'll just know that they're together. So change background.service, and we're going to want to start this out the same way. Unit, description, change, desktop, background. Now instead of timer, we're going to want to do service. So service, type, one shot. So we want to tell it to exec start. So execute start /usr local bin change background.sh. And this is going to want I believe it's multi-user target. So wanted by equals multi-user.target. All right, that should be all that we need to set up. So let's start off by making sure that the service actually works. Actually, let's start off by refreshing the daemons. So systemctl -user, since we created this in our user systemd directory. So systemctl -user daemon reload. Now let's try that out. Systemctl -user start change background.service. And looks like the service is working fine. Just change the background. Let's enable the timer. Systemctl -user enable --now change background.timer. Okay. That should be all we need to do. Now I will just wait. Oh man, that was the longest minute ever in making sure that something that you just did actually works. Oh my boy. Okay, yeah, but there it is. So you just saw it change. This will now change every minute, every minute it'll go through a new desktop. Anyways, yeah, so it's not as easy as simply just doing things in a GUI and setting it to change every 15 minutes or whatever, but it's still relatively easy. We did it with 3 files. I think there was only, other than boilerplate, there was only one thing that was outside of the ordinary, and that's just creating the script. But yeah, that's how easy it is to just set up a user-based service to, run in the background every so often and change your desktop. Anyways, thank you all for hanging out with me. I'm Sky Knight. Have a good one.